Rockstar released a new piece of artwork for GTA 6, and I found the gas station on the background. What did I do for the discovery, and how will it affect the GTA 6 community map? My name is Saukko, and I helped the creation of the GTA 6 mapping project. I already released a short analysis video of this area, but it was a bit rushed, so here's extended analysis with more info. Get it? Extended. There aren't too many clues about the location of this gas station in the artwork. It would be much easier if we saw something like hills on the background or even the Vice City skyline. But no, there are neither of those. So basically we just have to figure out where this gas station is, or whatever these buildings are here are in real life. First, of course, it's a Zero gas station. And the GTA Wiki says that Zero is either based on Chevron because of the colors, or Exxon because of the X. I instantly became a bit suspicious about this assumption, as all of the influence stuff, from what I know, hasn't been so straightforward for GTA 6. For example, there is a fast food restaurant here by the Starlight Motel, which is based on this Burger King from real life. And in-game, at least in the leaks, it's a taco bomb and not a burger shot. So influences cannot be exactly trusted. Then, what in this image can be trusted? The first thing I noticed are these pump numbering signs. They are circles which are attached to the pole with a square thingy. And this is very different to Exxon signs, and noticeably different compared to the Chevron signs. And after taking a look around, I noticed that this sign looks a lot like a marathon pump numbering sign. Thus, this must be a marathon, right? Well, no. As I did the mistake of assuming that it's a marathon and going through all of the marathons in Florida on Google Earth. And it wasn't any of these pins on the map, of which there are several hundred. And then I realized that the Valeros also have similar signs. Fuck. There's also an iguana in the image, and if we take a look at iguana spottings on a map, we can see that they are mostly spotted coastally, more specifically in the Keys, Miami metro area, and the west coast of Florida. So that's probably maybe where we should be looking for. What else should we be looking for here in this picture, besides the signs and the iguanas? Well, the gas pumps are based on the Wayne Fueling Systems Ovation 2 pump, which can be identified based on the shape on the side. Additionally, something with the unique pump layout, as here the pillars are outside the pumps instead of the inside, like more usually. And of course, if we find this broken fairing, it's basically gonna be spot on. Then with the Food Mart building, the awning is probably the most unique factor of this building, with its size and text being laid onto it, and it appearing to be fabric, as many other awnings on gas stations are made from solid materials. Then the bollards, and more specifically bollards with two colors, where the top is lighter than the bottom. Then the colors of the top part of the building, and the shape of the roof. Things like the windows, doors, and props outside could be a bit different for gameplay reasons, as Rockstar might want to reduce the amount of windows, or maybe add some, or increase their height or change its position slightly for visibility. And of course, it would be nice if there is a food mart there, and maybe even the sign. However, I don't think that's completely necessary, as I believe that this is a copy of another sign, which we saw in the leaks, so it might not be from the building itself. So I had to look for a Valero, as it wasn't a marathon based on the search. So I used Overpass Turbo, a tool mainly used by GeoGuessr players. Basically lets you search basically anything on OpenStreetMap, and you can set limitations like something has to be 100 meters away from a highway. Well, I did look for only Valeros first in Florida, and I went through all of these but didn't find anything yet. Of course, I only looked at the roofs of the buildings and was mainly concentrating on the layout of the gas pumps. So I actually missed the gas station here. And then I got a bit angry and started going through all of the gas stations in southern US. I looked at all of the ones on the Keys and realized that this was a waste of time. Then on the next day, I was on stream after the Take-Two earnings call and decided to filter for Valeros in Florida that are within 50 meters of something called a food mart, because of the food mart sign on the building. Of course, I generated this code on ChatGPT, so it's a bit dubious if it works. But I started going through all of them, starting from the Panhandle and then moving on to southern Miami, as those are the areas where I expect the gas station to be. And then this happened. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Chat, are we cooking? Chat, are we cooking? Chat. We might be cooking, chat. We might be cooking. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, guys! So, this gas station building is influenced for the food mart we see in game. Of course, the awning matches really well, with just different text. The windows are pretty similar with some differences. The front door is basically the same, the bollards are an extremely good match, and the roof decorations are basically one-to-one. It's just that this part is slightly thinner than in real life. And from what I can find, this building was built in 1954, but has been renovated since. So the building is definitely unique because of the age. Of course, things that are missing on the building are the sign, the vending machine and some of the bins, but those are just props and probably added because the area is pretty barren in real life. But yeah, the main food mart building is definitely this one. However, it's a different story with the pumps, as the layout and a lot of the features are very different, like the stop bars and the roof. So it's very likely that they combined at least 2 gas stations here. The main building from this one and the pumps from somewhere else. And they probably have moved this gas station somewhere, as in real life it's in Riverside, near a few already identified buildings. So that supports this being it even more. But what we see here doesn't appear to be Vice City, mainly because the lack of buildings and because of the buildings we have are basically ruined in the background. The highway looks like something we could have in Vice City, however I wouldn't completely count on that. If I had to guess, the scene takes place somewhere in the west coast around here on the map, because of the iguana, storm damage on the building, and because of the destroyed buildings in the background giving Port Gelhon vibes to me. And of course there's a truck, which would be very uncommon in Vice City. Of course it's possible that Rockstar Games duplicated this building, so this gas station also is in Vice City, but they made a second one just like it somewhere else. Additionally, Jason and Lucia are wearing the same bandanas as they were wearing at the end of trailer 1 in Port Gelhon. So in terms of the community map, this discovery is basically useless. Of course, it's our goal to find all of the influences for all of the buildings in GTA 6, but this in itself does not help the community map in any way. The next step would be to find these buildings in the background in real life, but we might have to wait until the game releases. So, please subscribe to see me analyze and figure out stuff about the extended view in GTA 6 coming August 27th, like this video, and comment if you have something to say about the discovery or something else. Thank you.